So when Ezekiel and William asked me to talk this month, the theme is on our divine essence. And I jumped at the opportunity because I've been working on this book, which I'm hoping to get to market here in the next couple of months. It seems that the edits just keep on coming and coming and coming, so it's taken me a little bit longer to get to it than I wanted to, but we're getting there. And so now we get to give my first official talk on the book. Let me back up a little bit, though, to give you a little more context. So I've spoken twice in the last year, and 2 weeks ago, I was talking about the journey of the healer. In that time, we went ahead and talked about the paradigm-shifting moments in my life, and we agreed that we were very open to new paradigms. And then back in November, I talked about the elephant in the room. And that was all about the story of the blind men and the elephant. And I talked about, actually, I'm going to advance here. There. So the elephant in the room was the talk, but it was all about the blind men and the elephant. And I compared the different religious leaders in the world to being like the blind men who were seeing some really good, they all made good observations. And they tried to explain things the best they know how. And I give them a lot of credit for that because, ultimately, if we're talking about God being the elephant, God's infinite. So, it's got to be some room here. But I always appreciate what they have to say. It was in the story where the blind men were pointing at each other and saying they were wrong. That's where I started having an issue. And at the very last slide of the talk, I said, I wonder if this is actually more closer to the truth. That instead of men as religious leaders dressed up trying to explain the elephant called God, what if we were all baby elephants dressed up as religious leaders trying to explain the elephant called God? And I said, that will be a talk for another day. Well, today is that day. We definitely made it. Oh, and before I forget, if you want to join my mailing list, divinehealers.org/stay-connected, or just scan that QR code, then feel free. I'll be able to let you know more about Divine Healer events coming up, as well as when the book gets ready to be published. So now let me finally launch into the official part of my talk. O.M., O.M., O.M. O.M. Matthew Laughton. It must seem strange to hear someone refer to themselves as O. From the time of birth, we've been hearing our parents and their friends talk about I this, I that. And so we naturally adopt I as our pronoun to speak from. But who am I? And what part of me is the one that I actually call I? Now, how many people have ever looked up the dictionary definition of I? Oh, I got one, two. I'm impressed. It's usually a pretty laughable thought, right? We're so used to using it, why would you bother looking it up? Well, Merriam-Webster says it's the one who's speaking or writing, but what really caught my attention was the etymology of the word. If you go back to the Greek and the Latin root, it's ego. Think about that for a minute. I equals ego. So with practically every paragraph we speak, we are reinforcing this egoic concept of ourselves. But is that all I am? Is there something deeper? Well, I believe that the deeper part of us is our souls. And in American English, the words spirit and soul are often interchanged, but there actually is a difference between them. Now, my mom loved prisms, and if we can get it, there we go. So I figured it was a good example to bring up. So if you get the Spirit or the divine light coming in from the top, you hit a prism, and then you're refracting out as souls. It's just a different vibration of light. But still, you have your essence there. And then we have our egoic characters. Now, we've got the darker one here on the left. It's a little hard with the lights here to see this screen. But it's dirty. It's not as polished. So the light can't shine through nearly as much. And then there's this graduation going on to where it's a lot clearer. And you're able to go ahead and have the light shine on through. A little more detailed one, if I can get to the next slide. This doesn't seem to be advancing for me here. Can you advance to the next slide, please? So this is another view. We've got our spirit, the unified field, the one life, the presence that holds all. Then we've got the individuation of spirit, which is the true actor. That true actor has a character, an ego. And the ego has roles. Might be a parent, we might be a partner, we might be a friend, a citizen, student, leader. And then there's that damn narrator that says, "You didn't do that right. You could have done better." I'm sure we've all heard that one, and it loops and it loops and it loops. Gets stuck in these mental eddies. But who are we? Are we really the roles? Are we the ego? Are we the soul? And if so, we're all part of spirit to begin with. So what is our purpose in life? People have been pondering this for millennia. I think I got it figured out. Anybody interested? Yeah. I think our purpose in life is to have our souls fully expressed. Seems pretty simple. Makes sense, right? And if our souls are going to be fully expressed, don't you think they ought to have a voice? I mean, how are they going to express themselves if they don't speak, right? And if our voices are going to, or our souls are going to speak, they're going to need a pronoun. I chose O to be the soul's pronoun. Visually, it shows symmetry and balance. It's like a ring. It has no beginning, no end, which connotes eternality. And if you want to make a righteous shift in your life, well, O is just to the right of I on the keyboard. So what are the definitions of O? This isn't working. Can you advance it, please? O is a gender-neutral pronoun for the soul. Haven't we needed a gender-neutral pronoun in our language? This has been driving me nuts. We keep identifying everybody by gender. And it just doesn't make as much sense to me. Let's identify people by their souls. The second definition, O means the whole and complete one, or the wholly complete one. Now, for decades, I've searched to become whole. And I really bristled against the idea of being holy. And yet, in truth, if you want to become whole, you need to understand holiness. Third definition, O refers to a true divine essence, the higher self, the I am, the Christ itself, the God within, the loving heart space, and is a living reminder that we are one in spirit. Can you imagine what the world would be like if we actually greeted each other, thinking about you're the holy, complete one? How would that affect us? Would we really be wanting to go to war over a potential threat? To me, a soul is not a theory. I talked about my healing practice. And in that healing work, I often call forth the soul or the higher self to get information. Because your soul knows so much, but our egos act as this filter that blocks so much of what's available to us. And when I do, I'll see them appear in front of me. And there may be some minor physical differences. Like when I met Sarah, it was our second time of meeting, and her hair was probably about shoulder length at the time and stuff, and it was straight. And when I called forth for higher self, she showed up as having long hair, and it was curly. And I was really thrown. I'm like, and I blurted out, "You've got curly hair." Well, go ahead and stand up for a second. Her curly hair came out in January of this year, finally. It's been 10 years. But that's what I'd seen, in the beginning. So you get these insights into who they are and what they're like, and you scratch your head sometimes. But the real thing that is amazing to me is O's presence. That's what really impresses me. No ego. No insecurities. Can you imagine no insecurities? No shame of any sort. They're very confident in what they say, what they believe, and how they present themselves. In my last message, I mentioned that most of the healing modalities actually had very little teachings about them. They would go ahead and the teachers would bring up a concept. And you're like, "What? Really? We could do that? That's amazing. You sure? We can do this?" And then we would go into a meditative state. The ego steps aside at that point in the meditation. And your soul's able to step forward, and we're able to do some amazing healing things at that point. Our souls know what to do. It's our egos that haven't caught up because we haven't been listening. I also talked about the angelic man who came in the car accident that I was in, and that he'd sent that healing energy into me, and I didn't reveal who he was. I was 12 at the time of the car accident. What would I have been? 38-ish, I suppose, when I actually went and met up with the Spiritist healing group in San Rafael, California. I went in there for healing. And after a brief introduction of basically, "Hi, my name is," they responded back to me and said, "Well, we've had a group vision about your car accident." And I'm looking at these 12 women and thinking, wait a minute, I didn't say anything. This is my first time here. Nobody knows me at all. Nobody knows about my history. How is it possible that they could know anything about this car accident? And at first I just kind of sat there dumbfounded, and they thought that maybe their English wasn't right. See, they were all Portuguese-based speaking, mostly Brazilians. And the leader was from Portugal, Zélia, wonderful lady. But they started asking me very specific questions about that car accident. Things I had not thought about since I was 12. And I kept answering, and as I did, they kept nodding and nodding to each other. And I thought, they're not even speaking to each other. They didn't have any time to talk about this vision. No, they instantly all got the vision simultaneously. Talk about being interconnected. They acted as an entire organism. And when they sent that healing energy into me, I thought, oh my God, this is the energy I had when I was 12. And the only thing I could think of at the end of that session was, how do I learn this? I need to know how to do this. I was the very first American ever allowed into their group, and I did learn it. That angelic man was my own soul. I figured out how to go back in time and heal myself. Language is a reflection of consciousness, and it changes all the time. So adding one more concept is a sign of progression. So I'm sure none of you were expecting a grammar lesson today, but I can have the next slide. Oh, perfect. So I am, you are, he, she is, all in the singular, first, second, third person, and then, of course, the plural. We are, you all are, and I love y'all. I think that's a great addition to English. Love the Southerners for that. They are. If we can go to the next one. So I've got OM, OR, O is, and then OR, OR, OR. Now, why would I leave it just as O for plural? We are one. If we can go to the next slide. Wait a minute, we're missing a slide. There was supposed to be one other in between. Okay. All right, well, forward here. Yeah, okay, fine. So if it becomes confusing at all, you can always say, oh, Matthew, or oh, Unity, or oh, Canadians, or oh, Americans. I love our neighbors to the north. Okay, all right, now we do have it. So we also, in English, say I am or I'm, right? We concatenate things. So what would it be for OM? Om, which is the next slide. And what does Om sound like? Om. A wonderful coincidence. All right, pass forward to the next slide. So a little bit of practice here. And when I first started off doing this, and honestly, saying OM for the first time seems a little strange. And it's because your ego is saying it. And it takes time to let it kind of sink in and actually bring your soul forward. So I'd say it in a summoning kind of way. OM. Practice. OM. 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 For me, myself, I start in more of a summoning mode, but as I keep repeating it, I feel my soul coming forward on it. And then I can drop into it. Say to your neighbor, hello, O. Hello. Now, if you're thinking about the whole and complete one, how does that feel? Hello. Does feel good, doesn't it? All right, next slide. Oh, no, back up. We don't need that one yet. God, we lost the graphic in the background. actually supposed to be, well, all right, shut it off for a little bit. So 2 weeks ago, when the people were here, I talked about having that paradigm shift in consciousness, and people were in agreement that they were open to that. And today I've described one. So if you want to fully express your souls, if you want to choose to give your soul a voice, if you want to start a global shift in consciousness, starting right here in Bend, Oregon, then stand up. And repeat after me. We as community, set the intention to fully express our souls, to bring our souls forward, to give them a voice, and to let O lead. We choose to start a global shift in consciousness. O starts here. O starts today. O starts with me. O-M. 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 Giving the soul a voice. And so it is. Songwriters and poets, rejoice. You now have a new pronoun to rhyme with. You may be seated. And we're supposed to have the, where's the you? Go back. And remember that the center of you is O. There you go. Now you know why it's there.